Hey, gun people, preppers, whatever you want to be called. I wanted to show this video of a driver and kind of discuss pros and cons of helping or getting involved or not getting involved. I'm going to leave the audio on in here. And now this guy's got a scanner on. This guy's a news reporter. And he's filming his car taking a leak. See, she just peed. She's pulling up her pants. So she stopped in the middle of the freeway to take a leak. Now she's walking across. Now obviously this is not normal behavior. This isn't what you would call reasonable behavior. So this guy's going to try and warn her, but this is in California. You'll hear him say, I'm going to call the CHP. Wait for CHP. That's California Highway Patrol. California is very liberal and left. You can't put your hands on a woman for no reason. You can't hit a woman for no reason.
Get here. This is extremely dangerous. You have to wait for CHP to get here. Why are you videotaping me? I'm with the news.
Why are you filming me?
Stay over where the taxi guy is. Don't go into the lanes.
Okay, so is this person in danger right here? Is she a danger to herself or others? Absolutely she is. She's in the roadway. Now she's not so much a danger, but her car's in the middle of the roadway. So you have another guy that stopped. She's going to go over and probably try to get a ride for a motorcycle. Ain't no telling what she's saying. So you've got several people here that could stop her and prevent her from killing herself. But should they? And she doesn't have a clue.
This is the cars?
Now, you have this guy right here. Okay, now here's what kind of bothers me a little bit about people, or cops will say civilians, they don't have a clue. Okay, I've seen cops get out in the road with a flashlight and do this shit, and I think they're crazy too. I am not jumping in front of moving cars on a highway that they're speeding at night in a dark area, risking my life because they're not paying attention. These people trying to help actually can make it worse, because when you see something and you're driving, you focus on that out of the ordinary. When you're taking motorcycle safety classes or you're learning to drive a motorcycle defensively, they will tell you, don't stare at objects in the road. Don't stare at potholes. Don't stare at things that you want to avoid. Because when you stare at them, when you lock on them and go, holy cow, there's a big old log in the road, and you stare at that log, you naturally drive and go to that log. So you want to remember not to stare at things, because it will, when you're driving, to avoid something, because then you're not looking around at avenues of escape. You're not evaluating the whole situation. You've lost your field of vision. You've got tunnel locked, and you've got, you know, what they call tunnel vision and fight or flight, and you stare at that and you lose your peripheral vision. So when you're driving down the road and there's a guy flagging and waving his arms, what are you looking at? Are you looking at the car behind him, or the crazy drugged lady behind him? Or are you looking at the idiot that's waving in the middle of the road? Most people look at the idiot. So what do? They lose their peripheral vision. They end up not seeing the car or seeing the dangers past what the person is. I think it's much more valuable to get out and stay out and let them see. Don't risk your life to save a car. There's nobody in this car. The woman's on the side of the road, and this guy gets in the middle of the road to protect a car. Now, obviously he's trying to protect the people coming to try and get them to slow down so they don't hit the car and they don't get hurt. So his intentions are good, but you know, the road is paved with bad results from good intentions. So, you know, liberals are all about intentions and you know, what we're trying to do, and they never look at the results and how they make things worse. So, none of these people want to stop this lady. None of these people want to put their hands on this lady. None of these people want to make a citizen's arrest, detain this lady, protect her from hurting herself, or from getting out there and maybe causing a family coming down the road to see her, try to avoid her, run into a car, run into a pillar on a bridge, run off the road, hit another car. Nobody wants to get involved to stop the lady. But this guy's going to jump on the road to protect the car, and he's probably not protecting the car. He's thinking, if you people don't slow down, you're going to hit the car and you're going to get hurt. But again, Is it the right thing to do? When do you get involved and when don't you get involved? I mean, it's got to be a personal choice. Turn down the volume a little bit. Let this play out. Just a bad situation. Now she's gotten back in the car. Okay? She's come from the side of the road and she's back in the car. And this guy's filming her. Is she moving? No. Does she have any clue on what danger she's in?
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
So now we have guys trying. He stopped one car. That car didn't see it. He almost got hit because it. This guy's giving good advice. Don't stay in the lane. But all these people before, you know, sometimes you're making it worse. Now, if you just put flares, if you had flares in your car, this guy turns on his light. Would have been nice if he stopped. He went around and said, I'm out of here. I'm not getting involved.
Hey, get out of the car. You got to get out. You're going to get hit. Get out of the car.
This lady's clueless. Okay, this is an Obama voter, a liberal, probably a Democrat, all for women's rights. The war on women. She's more worried about getting free contraceptives.
Your life is in danger. Don't stand in the road. Don't stand in the road. They're going to hit you.
Okay, so this guy with the camera is trying to take charge. He's giving sound advice. Everybody's trying to help. Are they helping? Are they making it worse? You know, I don't know. The video stops before it shows, so I mean, it's kind of a sad situation. See the nice little puddle where she's going to the bathroom in the middle of the freaking road with her door open. Okay, it just amazes me. Now this video is going to be great evidence for her, but is she under the influence? You know, there'll be some excuse for her because she's a woman, and women can't be held accountable, just like black people can't be held accountable. Anything that happens to a black person is because they were black and they were picked on. Anything that happens to a woman that's bad is because she's a woman and she's being picked on. That's in this PC society crap we're living in. So they'll come up with something. It wasn't her fault. It was the bartender's fault for serving the alcohol. It was the mean boyfriend who was beating her. It was, you know, the conservatives. That's the war on women that caused her to be so stupid. It's the education system, whatever. There'll be all kind of excuses for this, but for a person, you need to know when to get involved, when not to get involved. Are you making the situation worse or better? Are you contributing to helping? I mean, if I would have been there, I would have snagged this woman and said, sit your ass on the ground. You aren't moving. If you get up, I'm going to take your belt off and tie your feet and your hands together, and you're going to be hogtied on the side of the road till the cops get here. Sit down. You're a danger to yourself. You're a danger to others. Don't get off the curb. Now, that's what I would have done. I keep handcuffs in my car. I probably would have handcuffed her and sat her on the ground. But by doing that, I'm opening myself up to legal problems. I'm opening myself up to being sued, to being charged with false imprisonment, to being charged with unlawful detention, to hurting her. If I have to use force on her and she gets hurt, she can sue me for hurting her. So there's all kind of negative things that can come from getting involved. Now, you have to know, with this video, I mean, this is great evidence. Most courts, most juries are going to say, you know what, you did the right thing by holding this crazy lady. She would have got killed. But they're going to second guess you. Why didn't you get in the car? Why didn't you move the car? If a family hits this car in the rear and a baby gets killed, you know, it's going to be like, why didn't you move the car? Well, maybe if you wouldn't have detained her, maybe she would have gotten in the car and moved and the accident wouldn't happen. So because you got involved, and this is the society we're living in, where you don't want to get involved, you don't want to help, because the rules of common sense and common decency are all turned upside down, from liberals, lawyers, suits, etc.
Get out of the car. You got to get out.
So
you're going to get hit. Get out of the car.
So, you know, the reason when I saw this, I was like, you know what? People need to realize cops look at things differently. We see things differently. We look at the liabilities and the consequences differently than people. This filmer's trying to do the right thing. All these people are trying to do the right thing. If somebody got killed or if somebody get killed, the defense is all going to be, it was your fault, you contributed, why were you doing this? You know, they're going to look for deep pockets. So whoever, you know, if this guy's an illegal alien, he's got no driver's license and no insurance, they're not going to go after him. Because when you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose, and you got nothing for the lawyers to go after. So he's going to be safe. He's safer in our country. It's safer to be an illegal with nothing than it is to be a good working conscientious citizen who has a job, who has insurance, who paid their registration, who got a license, who bought a home, you're in much more danger of being a victim of our liberal, crazy society if you get involved and help. Now, there's some places and states that have Good Samaritan laws that you can't be held liable if you're trying to help. But those have gone away, and they've been challenged by crooked, sleazy lawyers. I mean, I'm not sure if there's any other kind. But they've been challenged several times. So, you know, it is what it is. Evaluate when you get involved, what you do. Realize there's consequences. Realize you might be charged with making it worse. You could be charged with, you know what, and there's the moral thing. I mean, if I grabbed this lady and tied her up on the side of the road, I would feel like I saved her life. If there was a lull in traffic, I might jump in the car and pull the car out of the road. But again, I'm risking my life in all these situations. Is it worth it? Is it worth it financially? Is it worth it legally when they try to come after you? Is it worth it for the liberals to start second-guessing you and saying you put your hands on this woman and you should never touch a woman, and you know, you hurt her and you used too much force and you left a bruise on her when you held her to the ground and she wasn't hurting anybody, and if you'd have let her go, she could have moved her car. I mean, there's just not a lot of right answers. So hopefully these videos, I try to spark some thought, try to get you to think on things, how they can turn out, etc., and hopefully give you, you know, more tools to make a decision that's best for you and best for the situation. All right, we'll end that there.